Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. It is Monday, October 11th. I'm not exactly sure where the month of October is already going, but the days are moving quickly, aren't they? And it's crisp in the air and feels like fall. So I wish you all a beautiful fall day. I was able to listen to a podcast recently from one of my favorites, Krista Tippett, her show On Being, and she interviewed a woman named Priya Parker. Priya Parker is a conflict resolution specialist and also author of the book called The Art of Gathering: How We Meet and Why It Matters. The Art of Gathering: How We Meet and Why It Matters. And this podcast was so rich. I'll put the link in the chat afterward. But I really love what Priya Parker is asking. She's really asking people, individuals, businesses, houses of worship, everybody who comes together to talk about why are we doing that. She talks about a big difference in the how versus the why. And so an example she shared in the interview was some neighbors who said that they wanted to do a pool party. It was, safer to do so this summer, and they wanted to do a pool party. And so she was talking with them about, okay, you can plan the logistics, right? About who brings the cooler with cold drinks, who's gonna, send out the invitations, who are you going to invite, deal with the hows of a gathering. But she kept asking them why are you doing a pool party? And at first she got a puzzled response like, well, because it's fun, right? But as she was talking more, she was saying that the answer could be that the parents want kids in the neighborhood to come together so that their kids have a sense of community and belonging and safety. Well, wow, that's a pretty deep thing, right? That's a really important why for a pool party, other than just coming together because it's fun. And so that does have me thinking a bit about why are we gathering at Park Hill Congregational Church? Why are we gathering as a religious community? During these pandemic times, it's a really important question to ask because for so long we've been focused on the how. What's safe? How do we do it? Are we going to do it online? Are we going to do it in person? Where do we put the chairs? Where do we put the cameras? And all of those logistics. But if we start asking why, I think that's really important. And I think she encourages us in the interview to go beyond just the why, but to a question that's a little deeper about should we gather? And what do we want to get out of that experience? And so she's like, she asked the question, Priya Parker asked the question, what do you long for in a gathering with coworkers or with family members or friends or with fellow congregants? What is it that you long for? And depending on the answer to that question, we might gather differently. So I'm going to offer it to you because I think it's an important question for us to ask, particularly now, as we're very deep into a pandemic that doesn't have any apparent immediate end, as we're also in a pastoral transition, lots of transitions happening. So why are we gathering? What are we longing for as a religious community? Where can we start maybe perhaps changing or adapting the nature and how we gather so that we're getting to that desire, what we want? I think it's an important question to ask, and I'm going to reflect on it a little bit as well. If you have thoughts, certainly share them in the chat, but I commend the podcast to your listening because even if you're thinking about gathering, should you or should you not gather for Thanksgiving this year, and how would your family do that? It's also important to ask the why. And maybe the answer to that why might change how you do or do not gather, or the nature of what the gathering looks like. Okay, everyone, I wish you a very good week. I wish you blessings and beauty in whatever gatherings you have, be they in person, online, chance encounters with somebody on a neighborhood walk. I wish you some depth to those gatherings. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.